Good evening. Welcome to a DWC special, something I'm going to be doing over the summer months. And we're going to title it Spitfire 90. I'm going to cover a variety of different Spitfires within my collection. And tonight we're going to start with 3 aircraft I'm yet to get out their boxes. And that's these 3 TR9s that come out last summer. It's a bit of a surprise. And they represent 3 different aircraft by 3 different operators. So the first one is PV202, which is operated by Aero Collective at Duxford, often seen doing flights as it has been today. The second one is MJ627 of the Biggin Hill Heritage hangar, and of course that is from Biggin Hill over in Kent. And the final one is SM520, which is a Supermarine Mark 9 Spitfire, T.9 Spitfire, based at Goodwood, based in this glorious Battle of Britain scheme. So I'm going to go through one by one because I think they're all deserving of their own video. And tonight we're going to start with PV202 of Duxford. So the first aircraft in the Spitfire 90 range is going to be this TR9 PV202 with the insignia of JW on the side, relatively recently repainted a couple of years ago. And this does passenger flights over at Duxford over in Cambridgeshire, or the holy grail of air shows and museums. The registration is G-GCCA, and of course it's operated by the Aero Collective at Duxford Airfield, maintained by the Aircraft Restoration Company. So for anybody who don't know the TR9 series, there's now 4 releases. The 3 I've obviously introduced you to, and previously the Royal Australian Air Force version over at the Biggin Hill Heritage hangar. The tooling was designed or worked with the Biggin Hill Heritage hangar team. So the only type of canopy we've got at the moment is this style, the standard style. The grey style canopy is yet to be modelled, although Gary on our page, of course, has naturally done 1 or 2 code 3s of them, which I'll cover in a later video with all of Gary's ones together. And it was quite a difficult process, making sure in terms of putting 2 different canopies together, and a bit of a nightmare actually for him, I think. But something I'd love to see tooled further down the line, but I don't think Corgi did that because it would require a brand new fuselage. So let's have a look inside the box. As always, comes with our certificate, and what you will notice with this isn't numbered, and the reason it isn't numbered is so Corgi can go back into it in terms of making more as and when they want them. So move that out of the way, and again, standard as always, comes with your clamshell, which I always love taking off, if you can all imagine, makes a hell of a racket, especially on video. And of course the undercarriage is in, and the down undercarriage is in a separate bag there, and of course the standard stand for a Spitfire. So let's get her out on a up undercarriage and see what she looks like. So here she is out of the box. For me, first impressions, lovely model. I'm not entirely sure the colours are entirely correct on this one. It just looks a bit off. I don't think the green's strong enough, and I think the grey might be a bit too blue, but alas, we'll have a look when we get to the Biggin Hill model further down the line as in terms of what they look like together. I'll do a comparison. Other than that, in pretty good shape. The finish is nice. Obviously the detailing's good. There's no evidence of damage on there. If anybody's worried about a missing antenna, there is no antenna on the top of the Spitfire. I believe on the passenger flying ones it's slightly underneath the fuselage. I don't think Corgi have modelled that, but fair enough. If we look down there, some might say that's quite a flat dihedral. There isn't a lot of dihedral there. There could be a bit more, in all honesty. But for those who do code 3s, what Gary has found out is that if you take this wing and swap it with a standard Spitfire 9 wing, it fits perfectly. So I've made a silver Spitfire, which is based down at Goodwood, utilising a TR9 wing with a Spitfire 9 fuselage, and it's absolutely perfect. And Gary then used the wing from my Spitfire 9 on his rendition of the other Spitfire at Duxford, which has the grey style canopy. So it does work, folks. If you do want to do that, it shows how good because the toolings were done pretty much in unison, shows you how good it is. So there we are in its up mode. I'll go through the history of the aircraft in a little bit. Underneath you can see obviously the half D-Day stripes, which is a nice effect, I think. And a lot of you, well, so hopefully some who followed the page have had the opportunity to fly in this Spitfire. I know Matt, who's been a guest on Wings Monthly, has certainly had the opportunity when he worked at Arco. Lucky bugger. But of course, they do the flights from Duxford quite regularly, and they've started already this summer now. So not cheap, around about the £3,250 mark, but lots of options around the UK, whether it be at North Weald, whether it be at Biggin Hill, whether it be at Sywell, whether it be at Goodwood. And a lot of operators tour around the country to different airports in and around the country, as far north of Scotland, to do Spitfire flights. So the opportunities are there. And it's your job to shop around to find out which one suits you, whether it be a flight down to Dover or the White Cliffs with Aero Legends, or whether it be the same with Biggin Hill or the Duxford guys. Either way, you're bound to have a fantastic time. So let's get her on her undercarriage, and I'll talk for a little bit of history. So here she is on her undercarriage. As you can see, she's looking really, really slick. And for the purist amongst you, it's really nice that the aircraft is nice and stable on its undercarriage as well. So this done a little bit of history around this aircraft. So this Spitfire is actually presented in the colours of Spitfire Mark 9 ML365, which is the personal aircraft of Ace Group Captain Peter Russell Johnny Walker, CBE, DSC and a DSO. So it's actually in its different scheme to PV202, which I believe its original scheme was in before. But it's been a number of different schemes, this aircraft, including the Dutch scheme and an Irish scheme as well. So I settled on this for now. Nothing to say they can't change it either. But great opportunity to fly in this from Duxford. You know, like for me, it's the mecca of aviation. I love going there, meeting my mates there, and enjoying a good day out, not just at the air shows, but having the opportunity to wander around the museum, see restorations in action, see new projects coming through, whether they be static or flyable, and of course the airliners. There's so much to do at the place. So for me, it's a real hub of aviation. I just wish they'd bring Flying Legends back. I mean, I've harped on about it so many times, especially with a B24 duo on this shores next year. A great opportunity. So a little bit, I'll show you what it looks like underneath. So as I said, undercarriage is nice and solid. The standard hull for the stand, which is, I'd love to see a plug or something put over that just to sort of fill that gap. And you can see some of the stenciling there on the towel. Nice detail on the D-Day stripes. Of course, no cannons, but again, loads more stenciling underneath there as well. And for those you can see, you've got the stenciling on the propellers as well, which is nice. And of course, the logo on the side there. A little walking gentleman. So there you go. That's the first of our TR9s for Spitfire 90. Of course, a very, very important year for the Spitfire. Hopefully we'll get to see a great show come September at Duxford, which I'm sure they will. I don't know how many they're planning to do this year, but I'm sure they'll be looking to do something quite special around it. But I hope they don't leave the Hurricane out, because that's really important. The Hurricane gets its own showcase as well. Sorry, I didn't mention the tail wheel with a Spitfire is fixed down, so it's in the fixed down position. Look, thanks for watching. Like I said, tune in each week. I'll be dropping a Spitfire video each week now for the next 12 weeks or so through the summer. And please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Give us some love. Really appreciate all the follows and all the love so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.